Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Punvatam Svakadha Krishna Punya Shauna Kirtanaha. Prajantastoya Patrani Vidunoti Sursatam. Nashtaprayeshu Padreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavatuttama-sloke Bhaktir-bhavati Naistiki. Today reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, verse 47 to 50. Verse 47. Yasya prasanno Bhagavan gunair maitradbhiri harihi tasmai namanti bhutani nimnam apaiva swayam. Yasya prasanna Bhagavan gunair maitri Adib Adibhir Harihi Tasmai Namanti Bhutani Nimnam Apaiva Swayam. Synonyms. Yasya, anyone with whom Prasanna is pleased. Bhagavan, the person of Godhead. Gunahi, by qualities. Maitri Adibhihi, by friendship, etc. Harihi, Lord Hari. Tasmai, unto him. Namanti, offer respect. Bhutani, all living entities. Nimnam, to low ground. Apaha, water, Iva, just as, Swayam, automatically. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Unto one who has transcendental qualities due to friendly behavior with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all living entities offer honor just as water automatically flows down by nature. Purport. The question may be raised in this connection why Suruchi, who was not at all favorably disposed towards Dhruva, blessed him, long may live, which means that she has also desired good fortune for him. The answer is given in this verse. Since Dhruva Maharaja was blessed by the Lord due to his transcendental qualities, everyone was bound by the Lord. Everyone was bound to offer him all respects and benedictions, just as water by its nature flows downward. A devotee of the Lord does not demand respect from anyone, but wherever he goes, he is honored by everyone throughout the whole world with all respect. Srinivas Acharya said that the six Goswamis of Vrindavana are respected throughout the entire universe because a devotee, having pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all emanations, automatically pleases everyone and thus everyone offers him respect. Text 48. Uttamascha Dhruva Stobhav Anyonyam Prema Viflav Angasangat Utpulakav Asraugham Muhurutaha Uttamacha also Uttama Dhruvacha Dhruva also Ubhav both Anyonyam one another Prema Viflav being overwhelmed with affection Angasangat by embracing Utpulakav their hair stood up Asra of tears Ogham torrents Muhuhu again and again Uhatu they exchange. There is no purport, just translation. The two brothers, Uttama and Dhruva Maharaja, also exchanged their tears. They were overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love and affection. And when they embraced one another, the hair on their bodies stood up. Text 49. Sunitir asya janani pranebhyopi priyasudam upaguhya jahva adhim tad angasparsa nirvrta. Suniti, the real mother of Dhruva Maharaja, Asya, his Janani mother, Pranabhyaha, more than life air, Api, even Priyam, dear, Sudam, son, Upaguhya, embracing, Jahav, gave up, Adim, all grief, Tat Anga, his body, Sparsha, touching, Nirvrita, being satisfied. Suniti, the real mother of Dhruva Maharaja, embraced the tender body of her son, who was dearer to her than her own life. and thus forgot all material grief, for she was very pleased. Text 50. Paya sthanabhyam susruva netrajai salilahi sivaihi tadbhischam tadabhischamanabhyahyam viravira suvo muhuhu payaha milk sthanabhyam from both breasts. Susruva began to flow down netrajaihi from the eyes, salilaihi by tears, shivaihi auspicious. Tada at that time avis avisichamanabhyahyam being wetted, Vira, my dear Vidura, Vira Suvaha, the mother who gave birth to a hero, Muhuhu constantly. Translation. My dear Vidura, Suniti was the mother of great hero. Her tears, together with the milk flowing from her breast, with the whole body of Dhruva Maharaja. This was a great auspicious sign. Purport. When deities are installed, they are washed with milk, yogurt, and water, and this ceremony is called Abhisheka. In this verse, it has been especially mentioned that the tears which flowed down from the eyes of Suniti were all auspicious. This auspiciousness of the Abhisheka ceremony performed by his beloved mother was an indication that in the very near future, Dhruva Maharaja would be installed on the throne of his father. The issue of Dhruva Maharaja leaving home was that his father refused to give him a place on his lap, and Dhruva Maharaja determined that unless he got the throne of his father, he would not come back. Now that this Abhisheka ceremony performed by his beloved mother was an indication that he would occupy the throne of Maharaja Uttanapada. It is also significant in this verse that Suniti, the mother of Dhruva Maharaja, is described as Virasu, a mother who produced a great hero. There are many heroes in the world, but there is no comparison to Dhruva Maharaja, who was not only an heroic emperor of this planet, but also a great devotee. A devotee is also a great hero because he conquers the influence of Maya. When Lord Chaitanya inquired from Ramananda Raya about the most famous man in the world, he later replied that anyone who is known as a great devotee of the Lord is to be accepted as the most famous. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashade Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I would like to seek a blessing from all the SML Vaishnavas and thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself. Please forgive me for any shortcoming or adding my own interpretation. I've extracted the purport and an explanation given by one of the senior devotee from ISKCON, Bhakti Vikas Swami, in 2009 or 2010. So let me give few key points from what I extracted from the purport. First, the Swami says that Srimad Bhagavatam is a delineation of the nature of Bhagavan, who is glorious in nature, and glorification of his devotees, glorification of himself is a glorification of devotee and his process of bhakti. In the text 47 that we just read, we see that Dhruva Maharaj and his power of bhakti and how it transformed him. We know that in the beginning his intention was not to become a pure devotee, but later on he became to pure devotee to such an extent that he's respected in the entire universe. And now he's respected by the entire universe because his abode is known and seen and looked as Dhruvatara, which is called as a pole star. This Dhruvatara with the pole star is actually a guide for direction of sailors. They use this star in a clear night sky to determine in which direction their ship is sailing. Now, the interesting fact is sailors who never heard about him, about Dhruvatara, I mean the history of Dhruva Maharaj, they still they still look towards the Dhruva star, the Dhruva Tara, which is the pole star, and they still find directions of their path and making sure that they adjust the ship directions accordingly if the ship is not going in the right direction. So that's a great action where Dhruva Maharaja is known. Now coming back, we know that Dhruva Maharaja was a not pure devotee or anyone, any kind of devotee at the age of 5 or 6 in the beginning. But only thing what he's known is he has an idea to approach Lord Vishnu, not for serving Lord Vishnu, but to get something from Lord Vishnu. In other words, there is no affection that he has shown in the beginning. But later, when Dhruva Maharaja was in the forest, Narada Muni approached him. And we all know that Narada Muni is a guru of many great personalities. And generally, it is also known that a disciple should approach Guru for spiritual knowledge and spiritual direction. However, in this case, we see that Narada Muni approached um, Dhruva Maharaja. Now, Narada Muni also approached Dhruva Maharaja because he saw this young, determined boy who had intention to worship Vishnu. The fact that he appeared in a family that he was the son of a king who is expected to be a great person. We all know that Uttanapada is a great father, did not behave well with his son Dhruva. Nevertheless, Dhruva Maharaj is from great family and he especially is a great person of the universe, Brahmanas and Kshatriyas as generally expected in high quality and character. So the fact that Dhruva Maharaj came from such a family and he takes a worship of Vishnu, he can certainly perfect and become in the process of becoming a perfect devotee. Now, all this happened because of the direction of Narada Mahamuni, and by the mercy of Narada Mahamuni, Dhruva Maharaja took up bhakti very determinedly and became a perfect devotee. Now, Dhruva means fixed. Dhruva means a pole star. While everything else in the universe is moving, the sailors, as we just spoke, look at this pole star to determine which direction their ship is moving. And we all know that while all other heavenly bodies move, Dhruvatara is fixed himself. So Dhruva Maharaja fixed himself to serve the Lord completely in bhakti. Previously, he was conditioned by the modes of nature, and after Narada Muni approaching him, Dhruva Maharaja did not become a disciple very easily, and he was not surrendered in the beginning as a disciple. No, here disciple means a surrendered. He should be having unconditional love, and we all should know that there is some kind of bonding that should exist between a guru and disciple. And in this process, the guru, the disciple seeks blessings from guru, and it happens naturally. Now, let me give a classic example briefly. These days, we hear stories where disciples are being tested by gurus. One of the classic example is the Jain Buddhism. And sorry if I captured incorrectly. And there are quite a few examples of perfect Jain Buddhism. The guru lives in a cave on a mountain. The prospect disciple climbs up the mountain in the snow. After climbing up the mountain, the guru says, I'm in chanting, don't bother me now, just wait outside. And in the freezing cold weather, the disciple wait outside for 3 to 4 days. Later, upon instructions of the guru, the disciple goes into the cave and gets blessings. And there are even more classic stories of how a guru teaches a disciple. This example of the Jain Buddhism is again a classic. And then we also know that every kind of disciple is not usual, is unusual in this situation. And we should also see that a guru and a disciple have some kind of an agreement, a terms and conditions. Now, coming back to the story, we all know that Narada Mahamuni approached Dhruva Maharaja, and we all know that he was initially not an ideal disciple. But later on, Dhruva Maharaja, after listening to recommendations from Narada Mahamuni, he became so perfect that he was um, being recognized by the entire world. So here, Narada, as an expert guru, was able to give Dhruva Maharaja an entrance into the process of bhakti, even from a conditional stage by the mercy of Narada and by Dhruva's unflinching practice. Dhruva Maharaja quickly became a pure devotee at such a level that even his stepmother, who was inimical to him, she changed her attitude, as we already saw in the narration. Now, later on, we all know that I mean we should also hear that the stepmother has died in a forest fire. Now, because of her lingering reaction or misbehavior towards Narada Mahamuni. So it's like to whatever to whoever you do bad or you mistreat children is bad, it's going to cause bad to you. Here even we see that Suruchi mistreated Dhruva Maharaja, but that did not stop him. He became a great devotee to a magnitude to a magnitude uh, that he was recognized. Here Swami also mentions about a Vaishnava Vandana song as well, where briefly I'll just mention. I offer my respect, glorification to all devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though you have to be careful that you should not offend anyone, because they may become a devotee in future. So one message, what I heard here is, it's better to offer respect than offend. I'll just end with a few important points. The Gnana, Gyata and Geya, the object, the knowledge, the object of knowledge and knower of the object are ultimately into one and is as per the Mayavadis, which is an impossible one. We also know that the Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhakta, they all simultaneously exist. We also know that Durvasa Muni is much qualified than Amrish Maharaja. And in all the, not only just in knowledge, but in all process of elevation mentioned in the Shastras. Even Durvasa Muni is a renowned yoga, Siddha, and Brahmana, and no doubt he has a knowledge of Shastras. But the Bhakti of Amrish Maharaja surpassed the qualities of Durvasa Muni. Now, this was even tried without even desiring anything. Similarly, we also know that Prahlad Maharaj, by his bhakti, he toppled the order of universe, even without desiring to do so, and of course to Supreme Lord personally. So that is the power of a bhakti that we can see in these two examples. Just by simple devotion, they're able to attain and surpass the other great personalities. I would like to end my purport here. Thank you to all the Vaishnavas who attended, and please pardon me if I misrepresent or missed anything in my